bit
go for it.
underwhelming, you know.
Yusuf, you can
Us.
start whenever.
All right, man. All right, everyone. Welcome to a new episode on the of the wrap up. We have Bilal here once again. Thanks for
Oh,
joining
good
us,
man.
Bilal. This is the Merseyside preview, the Merseyside derby preview.
Yep.
So we'll just be giving our thoughts on I think probably the biggest fixture this week.
Well, it's only the
Um,
biggest
so
because
yeah,
of
we're
what
gonna start
happened
with
last week and how the
huh?
season's going out for them. It's
No,
only
but
the
but
biggest fixture.
actually, it was a lot of good fixtures, like United, Newcastle, Arsenal, City. But I think Liverpool, if Everton will be probably like the
The
biggest
one stands
fixture
out, yeah.
because Everton are actually they're actually good for once now. So
Mhm.
so what are your thoughts as a Liverpool fan? What are your thoughts as a Liverpool fan? What are you thinking?
I could look. I think Liverpool and Everton. I think the way we performed last week. Hopefully, we don't do that again this week and get slapped up again, which surprised me. But
Yeah.
with a team like Everton who are running around, holding the league pass, the ticket to win the league with 4 wins already or 3 wins already in the bag, and with Ancelotti buying the players that he needed for to build this team, which is he done well with the transfer market, and the formation,
Mhm.
the way he set up his team, the way they're playing together is just beautiful. Because Calvert-Lewin turning out to be a not a world class striker, but a potential striker, the best
Potentially,
striker in
yeah,
the
yeah.
league after Harry Kane when he came into the league.
Mhm.
But Liverpool are hopefully now. I've seen that Maning's back for training. Thiago's back for training.
Is he back?
I'm hoping they both start for this match, and especially for Thiago, I want to see if he can perform like a team like Everton, show
Would
his
you
performance in full
would
time.
you start Thiago?
Yes,
Would you
I will
start
start
Thiago in this
Thiago.
match? Would
I
you
will
start him?
start
Who
Thiago.
would you drop then? Yeah.
I will start Thiago, but I believe I don't think Jurgen's gonna start him, mostly because he hasn't been into the games, like
Mhm.
a part of the team. He just came back from training from this week. But
Okay.
Allison's still out, so I think it's gonna be like a win over Everton. To be honest, if we have Adrian in goals,
Really?
if the defense is shaken up,
Wait, so you're saying Everton will win?
I think Everton's gonna win. To be honest, bro, the way they're playing
Wow.
3 games
Really?
in a row, and
Wow.
Calvert on
Liverpool,
going on a whole
Defeat
top
Liverpool
that
form
defeat
fans
in the
has
have
league.
lost the faith now.
Are you telling me that defeat has rattled you? That defeat has like just changed your opinion of Liverpool? Because before you would have said you would have smashed Everton, but now I think that loss has humbled you a little bit. Is
That's
that
No,
correct?
yeah,
That loss
look,
has
that loss just
humbled
unbelievable.
you a
like
little bit.
changed my opinion
Is
on
that
Liverpool the way they perform. Like I said, they're getting too comfortable. That's it. That's the whole problem. And Adrian is getting way too comfortable.
Oh, I forgot. Adrian starting right against
Yeah,
Everton, right?
because Allison's still out.
Oh my God, I don't know.
That's why I say Everton's
Bilal,
gonna win. If Adrian doesn't pull up this week, we're gonna lose. I'm telling you. I don't want him tweeting about him winning the Super Cup, the World Cup.
what
I
about
don't want him doing that
what
again.
about what about if he does a what about if Adrian does a Pickford? You know, I think Pickford was it Everton Liverpool 1-0 when you guys beat them Origi the last minute goal.
That goal
Pickford
that was
that
one of
could
my
happen, you know.
luckiest goals I've ever seen in my life.
I
And that
know,
was the
but
one
that could
had the
happen
winner.
again. Yeah.
I think you guys are being very, very hasty in your thinking. I don't think it's anywhere near panic stations for Liverpool. It was a freak result. I think I mentioned last week when
Mm,
I was on,
mm,
absolute freak result. And if you compare that to United's one where it was methodical and it was more like this is where United are at the moment.
yeah.
With Liverpool, it was more like you know blunt force trauma after blunt force trauma, and
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
kind of a slap to the face every single time Villa went and
It's
scored.
it,
And not just
I believe it's either they gonna like keep going on a shit roll or they pull up like Man City did when they got smacked up by Leicester or whoever the team last season, and they just like next game they gave Norwich 8-2, and
mm,
they just nah, we're not taking this L like this. You know what I mean? If
I don't
Liverpool
think
don't do that, then they're showing signs that hey, you guys can come at us any way you want, which is
I don't
I don't want that.
I don't think it's like that at all. I mean, it's not a prison where you have to go up to a new gang after a new gang after an old gang's put you in your place. I just think Liverpool will be focused on going back to basics in terms of their pressing,
Yeah.
Mm,
in terms of tracking their men and actually setting that offside trap and making it as foolproof as possible. Because last week that was the main thing that was their undoing. And you're talking a lot about Adrian and his fault, but look, the one goal he was at fault for. One, it looked kind of foolish because he was, on the freeze frame, he was on one side of the goal and the ball's on the other. But as a goalkeeper, sometimes you have to read the game,
Yeah,
and just a slight misreading of the game can make a goalkeeper look very, very foolish. I
yeah.
think Adrian was by far, maybe with the exception of Sergio Romero, who only really played in the cups, I think he was by far the most adept second goalkeeper last season. And there were vast spells of the season where Liverpool were without Alisson, who, just on a side note, is actually accumulating a fair few injuries now, which is a worrying sign for Liverpool.
Mm.
But Adrian was very, very reliable when he came in, and aside
Yeah, at the
from
start of the season, yeah, like at the start
yeah,
of the last season when he came in.
as aside from the odd mistake, he actually had the same number of errors leading to goals as Alisson, but obviously with the caveat that he played much fewer games. So I think it's a bit harsh to be jumping on Adrian at the moment. And to
Well,
be honest,
the only reason I'm on Adrian's ass right now is because since of last season, because the moment I knew he was gonna be a problem was the Super Cup against Chelsea. Cause right
yeah,
I
when
think
that
before that,
goal when
Ahmed, I think even before that, he's been a liability, bro.
look, he's been a liability for West Ham, but look, I had hope, like, okay, we got a decent keeper for West Ham. He was a starter, and then when he came to Liverpool, I was like, okay, he might have potential, like, to cover Alisson if he's any injured, and he did that for the first couple of Premier League games, and then when he came to the Super Cup, and he did that mistake where he gave away a penalty for us to go into penalties, which was really shocking because he had
But
no
hey,
right of giving that foul out on that penalty box.
I can picture, James doing a long ranger, and like
I'm
Adrian
telling you that
fumbling it or something. I can picture it
I'm
happening
having flashbacks
next
to when
Saturday.
Karius was
I
in
don't
goal
know,
when he when
or
Bale hit that from that right side of the in that finals.
Calvert Lewin pressing Adrian and like scoring or something. I don't know.
Look,
I can
look,
see something
look, look.
happening.
The only
I could
problems that we need
I
to focus is focusing on James Rodriguez and Calvert Lewin because these two players are honourable.
Saucy ballers, bro. Wavy,
Of course,
wavy
they
ballers,
are the
bro.
I,
wavy.
I could
Wavy.
definitely see I could definitely
You cut out.
Uh-uh.
Just wait.
need to be worried about that.
No, you cut out, but what did you say?
Nah, just I said I'd be more worried about Adrian being pressed
Mm.
than him fumbling a ball. I mean, he's obviously not a top class goalkeeper and definitely not at the quality of playing week to week for Liverpool. And the way you separate top class goalkeepers from your mid table to lower half of the table goalkeepers these days is their ability to play with their feet. So
Yeah,
Liverpool are going to have to adapt their game, not play it to his feet as much,
yeah,
and hopefully he won't be in positions where he's uncomfortable too much, because at
yeah,
the end of the day there are other ways to play and you don't have to always use your goalkeeper as
yeah.
that 11th outfield player. And I think Klopp is smart enough, and he'll be able to tweak that.
Hopefully it works out. Hopefully the defense lines also focus on James Rodriguez and those open ball runs he gives to Calvert Lewin, because the way these two been playing, James is splitting the defense open with those passes and
You know,
Calvert getting
you
through,
know,
and especially those headers from corners as well, or
do you know who's
from
impressing the
within.
most? Alan. You know Alan, that signed from
Yeah,
Napoli. I think he's impressing the most. I know Hammer has been terrific. Dominic Lewandowski's been terrific. He
Lewandowski.
is Lewandowski. That's the new nickname, Dominic Lewandowski. But Alan, I think, has been a revelation sign. He's very small, tenacious, nippy, aggressive.
yeah,
I feel like he's a good signing. I feel like Ancelotti's connections. He brought in James and Alan. He would have brought them in if they didn't play for him before.
and
I
also
feel
don't forget
like
about
there's
Andres
connections are
Gomez coming back
important.
from injury and actually
Yeah,
they're
there's
holding
connections
the
are
midfield
important.
down, and
Having
Doucouré
a
as
world
well.
class manager, having a world class manager, you have connections.
Yeah,
That if, for example, if you join a team, you can bring your connections.
yeah,
And
of
he's
course.
brought in Alan and Hammer has changed the team and it's turned Calvert Lewin into a world class striker potentially and has gone on that like Kane
Hmm.
kind of trajectory.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think? Where do you think the game will be won or lost? So for example, I don't know. I feel like goalkeeping. We talk about the goalkeeping issue. What about defense? Do you think defense? I think Everton's defense may be a bit dodgy because Everton don't have good defenders. Yeremina and Michael Keane, they're not defenders that inspire confidence in your team. So I don't know. I just feel like
But
that's
with
probably
their
the
new signing was
Everton.
from what's his
Ben
name?
Godfrey,
The
Ben
Godfrey.
Godfrey.
I,
still, I don't know. I just think Everton, defensively they can be quite because Everton have conceded how many goals? What 5-2? They've conceded
yes,
um
that's
goals.
last season when they didn't have like Ancelotti, because they got Ancelotti like at
I
the
know,
end
but
of
this
last season.
season
But I'm saying like this season they haven't conceded as much goals as they
they
as
have conceded.
usual.
Their games have been like 5-2 and like they've conceded like they've been definitely the
No, I'm saying
consistent goal,
this
but
season. This
yeah, this
season,
season.
if
They've,
Ancelotti has
they've
sorted the
got
defense out and shown them what to do and how to play
Mm,
it like in the defensive line in his
yeah.
tactics, and they haven't conceded as much as they did this season now. Like for three
Mm,
games, they 4 goals up and they have the most goals in the league right now. So
yeah.
if that shows you that the defense is actually working under Ancelotti's tactics. And
Yeah.
now Liverpool, we've been using the same defensive line, using the same tactics.
Yeah.
They have to figure out how they can stop Hamas and Rodriguez. Now the question is for the Everton defense, can they stop Mane and Salah and Firmino?
I don't think they can. I don't think they can. I don't think they can. But, with uh with um with Everton, I'm asking all you both of you guys. Do you think Everton will be another Leicester where they start strong, but they tail off towards the end because Everton have a good first 11, but outside the first 11, they don't really have good bench options. Like an injury to Calvert-Lewin, an injury to James, an injury to Alan is basically one injury away from them potentially struggling. I think because you can't go a whole season playing every single game with that side lineup. So what's your opinion on Everton and how they progress this season?
I mean, they're not. Yeah, they're not a top four team, like a
Yeah.
top four squad.
Mm.
They're maybe a top four, top six starting 11. But I think that's fine for Everton. I mean, if Everton are in a position where they're anywhere near the top four, and for their sake, players are fully fit, I think that's a fantastic season. Before the season, I didn't have them anywhere near the top. I think I had them as an outside shout for the top six, but not the top four.
Mm.
And granted, I didn't think United would start as badly as they have, and
Mm.
Chelsea haven't looked convincing so far either.
Mm.
Um, so we'll just have to wait and see with Everton. I mean, we're in a position now where obviously they're top of the table, they're flying, but in a couple of weeks or in 3 4 weeks,
Mhm.
um, they will have lost a couple of games on the run. One of their players will have picked up a knock, or maybe
Mm.
someone will test positive for coronavirus. It's a season where
Yeah.
a lot of players, a lot of squads are going to be tested. So I think anything resembling a top four run for Everton would be fantastic. And for the sake of the Premier League, I think, especially with project big picture that they're talking about now,
Oh
and
yeah.
and
What
and,
what
and
was
that
it?
take
They
up,
said what's
yeah.
the project? They said like the to make the teams less like 18 teams in the competition and
Yeah, so they want 18 team competition with the top six,
that's not fair.
as they are now, and three others who make up the longest standing teams in the league,
No.
have the majority of the power. So to kind of have a super vote, which is absolutely absurd. But
Mm.
I know.
um, yeah, for the sake of the Premier League, it'd be amazing to see someone disturb that quote unquote top six, because it really isn't as established as people think it is. Because last year Arsenal weren't in the top six. The year before United were very very poor and barely finished
Yeah.
in sixth place.
Mm.
I think it's a top two now more than anything with Liverpool and City.
Yeah, running the league.
And
Yeah.
there's really not that much separating your Chelsea from your Wolves
Mm.
if you really come down to it, in terms of playing style, in terms of managerial
Mm.
pedigree. So yeah, I think Everton can make a run for the top four. I think in Ancelotti they've got the second or third best tactician in the league, a manager that I can't even tell you how much respect I have for him. I grew up on the AC Milan team, and
Mm.
they were
Mm.
absolutely phenomenal. They
Of
were
course. Yeah.
scary good. They were
That
they were they,
Kaka.
they were yeah, they were like a machine with a sprinkle of flair. So they had Inzaghi, they had Kaka, they had Gattuso
Mm.
breaking up play.
Them
So
days.
yeah,
It's beautiful. Yeah. So,
Ancelotti
Beautiful.
really can oil a midfield, and it'd
Yeah.
be interesting to see actually while we're on that, if he does play a midfield diamond against Liverpool, with
mm.
James at the top, and a front two, with Doucouré and
Gomez and Allen.
Richarlison.
Doucouré and Gomez, playing as shufflers with
Hmm.
Allen holding. Because
That's interesting. That's interesting. That
yeah,
tactical setup. That's interesting.
yeah, because if you talk about where the game could be won or lost, it really could be lost for Everton, on the right hand side, which is ironic because James could also win the game for them, but
Yeah,
defensively
exactly. Yeah.
he's very sluggish.
Mhm.
We talked about Mason Greenwood last week, and he's of a similar ilk. Obviously not as forward thinking in terms of going into the box and finishing chances, but he's a very very offensive minded player, and he's
Yeah.
not going to track back as much as you would like. And with Robertson and Mane on that left side for Liverpool, it could prove to be very very dangerous. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too surprised if we see, if not a midfield diamond, but Doucouré doing a lot of that legwork. Um,
And
so
Allen chasing
James,
down those
so,
runs between Mane and
yeah,
So
Salah.
so so James
you
so
would
James can just sit and play make and join in with the attack.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
you would
What do you
move.
got? What are your predictions in the score line?
Um, I can go first if if you'd like.
All right, go. Yeah, go for it. Say go.
Yeah,
Wait.
I'm predicting a high scoring affair. So I'd say either 3-2 or 4-3 to Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool will lose two games in a row.
Mhm.
I can't see it happening. And yeah, in terms of where that match will be won or lost, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Mane come away with a double.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I can see
but yeah,
minus scoring. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I should see
Look,
minus scoring.
you know what? In my opinion, I think it's gonna be a 2-1, either to
Really?
Everton or Liverpool. Because I'm right now, I am like on both sides right now. The way they're performing is either Liverpool will come back and win 2-1, or Everton just smack one in and holding it down 2-1. So I'm on that 50-50 because I don't have hope for Liverpool, but I have hope for Everton. I don't know.
Mm.
It's some weird. I'm a Liverpool fan. I should not be saying this, but at the same time, the way I'm performing, I have a right to say that because I'm not confident of what's gonna
Mm.
happen in the Merseyside. Because anything could happen in the Merseyside derby.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it absolutely baffling as a United fan that you could lose hope after one loss. I mean, if it was like that, I wouldn't even watch the games.
Yeah.
I mean, we were played off the park by Crystal Palace for God's sake. So
Oh
That's
my
true.
god.
I don't know what you're talking about. A couple of
You know why?
deflected goals and he's
Liverpool
lost
are
the
new
face.
to it.
Yeah.
Liverpool are new to it. It's like the second season or third season of like
But it
them
was
being
only
like
it was only 5 years ago that Liverpool were hopeless. So
Yeah, it was hopeless,
remember
and we got
remember where
smacked
you
up when
were.
Gerard last game 6-1. That's the last
Yeah.
time we had a bigger
oh
defeat,
my
and it's
god,
been a
don't get,
minute
Gerard
since
had a
that's happened to
sad
us.
the saddest last game ever, bro. That was sad, bro.
I
Like
know.
oh
Yeah, no, that was a
And
bit
he's the
pathetic.
only one who scored the goal as well. That which is also sad. Oh,
bro, you lost 6-1. You lost to Charlie Adam, bro. You lost to freaking
uh,
Peter Crouch and stuff.
Charlie
Nah.
Young Adams, right?
Now,
What
okay,
about you, Yuri?
my overall prediction is that I actually agree with Bilal that I think it will be high scoring affair because I just think that Everton have been involved in like high scoring games this season, and I think that it will be like a 3-2 or like that kind of score line. And also, I just think that Liverpool, like Bilal said, that they'll be more cautious and they'll be more defensively more sound because I think Klopp, after that game, would have drilled into them to be more compact, to be more defensively solid because you can't have this again happening. Because if it does, like Ahmed said, it can potentially, like you said, you can potentially go downhill from there. I just
Mhm.
think that you gotta have to like every time you lose a game, like a big scoreline, the next game is all about make sure keep your shape, don't go gung ho in the first 5 minutes, be calm and be stable.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I do think that yeah, it'll be like a high scoring. I think Mane will score. I think Adrian will do something stupid. I'm putting money on that Adrian will do something stupid like he'll get pressed by Calvert Lewin or Richarlison or
Yeah.
something, and then he'll go back to the net.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
my
believe that.
prediction
Yeah.
will be like a 3-2, like a 3-2. I'm guessing
Three
I'm
two.
going 3-2. Yeah,
Liverpool
yeah.
I,
or
I
Everton.
would
Liverpool, 3-2
Liverpool.
Liverpool. I think Liverpool win this game. I think they'll edge it out. I think they'll
I
edge it
would
out.
I would caution that Liverpool. I kind of shut down your idea of they have to make a stand and show the others who's boss. But I
Yeah.
would caution that if Liverpool don't fix their high line this week and kind of get their house in order, so to
Mm,
speak, that it would set a precedent that other teams would be more willing to run in behind them, and the aura of that defense that's carried them to a Champions League and a league title. Where I don't know if you remember that even Bayern Munich were cautious against them in the
Mhm.
Champions League before
yeah.
last. So it's the aura of that defense. Where teams think, oh, we should just sit back a little bit and not commit so many men forwards. Especially with how Liverpool can hit you going the other way. And well, we've all seen how United have lost that aura. Always bringing it back to United. I am. Uh, we've all seen how United have lost
Toxic,
that
man.
aura.
Toxic.
So if Liverpool kind of want to take that as a tale of caution, I
Of
think they
course,
should.
yeah. We have to be
And do you
cautious.
think, and one more thing, do you think Richarlison, like him playing on that left side, will cause problems with between Gomez and Arnold? I feel like it can give them like a problem. I think,
You know,
like
I don't
Gomez in
see
the right
Gomez as
hand
the
space
winger. Then
there.
I usually see him where he plays because I
He's
see him
quick,
as a
he's
striker,
aggressive.
like who could play out. But since Calvert-Lewin has shine and he's under Ancelotti's wing, that's why Richarlison be pushed to the left side because Bernard, yeah, he's good, he's fast and a dribbler, but like he's not really a player that you want to put him on the pitch straight away. And Richarlison can perform, so
Mm.
we'll see how he does on the left wing. It's been, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
he
Hopefully we'll
has
see.
been playing well
Mm.
with Calvert Lewin as a
Mm.
backup, striker. If he doesn't put the ball in, he's gonna be there, but
Mm.
also he can. I say Ancelotti
Well, I
might
think
might play two strikers.
yeah. One more point I'll make before we wrap the
Yeah,
preview up is that when United played Liverpool, remember United Liverpool last season 1-1.
yeah,
Remember that game where we
Yep.
Man United played a 3-5-2
yeah,
against Liverpool, and we played two strikers in James and Rashford,
yeah.
and then I feel like we caused you guys problem because the two strikers splitting, making runs in between centre backs. I think it caused Liverpool a problem, and I can picture that with Everton playing a 4-4-2 diamond, where or a 3-5-2 where Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison make those diagonal runs next to centre backs
Yeah, yeah.
with wing backs. So I think that could be a good system for Everton, and yeah, I feel like that's what Ancelotti could possibly do that game.
Yeah, no, that's a good
Yeah,
call. Yeah,
yeah,
as I said earlier, a 4-4-2 diamond wouldn't shock me. And even if it's not, set out like that at the start of the game, it wouldn't surprise me if it morphed into that. With Allen and sorry with Doucouré and Gomez very much shuffling and stopping the
yeah.
fullbacks, while James is given a bit more of a free role. I
Mm.
know what you mean with United's performance last season.
Yeah, yeah, that game. Yeah.
But that was very much back to the wall. And
But
we
we did it in
basically,
the first half. We did kind of
yeah, we
like
did
they're
we did
out
thread
wide.
them.
We
Yeah.
pressed them out wide. They couldn't get the crosses in. They couldn't like they look a bit like yeah
You
Liverpool.
guys, and that's when Wan-Bissaka was performing, and who was your
Yeah,
left back? I
Yeah,
think Luke Shaw as
yeah,
well.
good
The
yeah.
times.
the he was
I love
good.
I love how you call Daniel James James as well. Daniel James. I wish he was Colombian.
I wish,
It'd
bro.
probably be better.
But Dan James, bro, oh,
But
dead
yeah,
footballer, dead footballer, dead.
we'll see. Like yeah, so that's the Merseyside derby preview. I'll see what
Mhm.
will happen this week, and
Hopefully, let's lose. It'll be interesting.
it'll be if we lose, it's
To
gonna
make
be
a
very interesting.
I mean, I'd be thrilled with the Liverpool loss, but I don't see it happening.
Look, I wish I have the same confidence as you have right now.
oh yeah, and before we wrap it up, I'm calling it also Newcastle United a late Andy Carroll header over Lindelof. I'm calling
Are
that.
they sacked on that day as well?
Hey, Bilal, don't tell me you can picture in the 90th minute 0-0. We didn't create any chances. A cross from Matt Ritchie for a Andy Carroll header at the back post. I can just picture that. That's
I
happening.
can't I
That's
can't
happening, boys.
I can't
That's happening.
picture Andy Carroll scoring it again in professional
Really?
football, but no, he probably, if he
But
ever will,
in
if he
the
ever
air,
will,
Andy
it would
Carroll
be.
is a beast. And in the air, no one can beat Andy Carroll in the
Not
air.
even
He's like,
not had
you can't.
Maguire yet.
Never
Nah,
Harry Maguire. No one can beat. He's like Giroud. He's impossible in the air, man.
yeah, even still, with that being said, if he does score another goal in professional football, it definitely will be on Lindelof.
You-
So I could see it happening. If Lindelof and Baye start, then
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be
oh my!
interesting. But
I'm
anyways,
scared. I'm scared
that
already.
was
Yeah.
the Merseyside review.
Review.
Not review, but, preview
Come on, bro.
of
Yeah.
what's coming up this week. And I
but
want to thank.
can I give a prediction for the United game?
All right,
Okay, yeah,
go
sure.
ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go
Why not?
ahead.
I think it'll be 2-1 Newcastle.
Same.
That's it.
Long stuff.
Newcastle.
Hey, long
I don't
stuff.
know.
Long
I feel
stuff.
like Callum Wilson's gonna pop off. Like in that game.
Hey, Ahmed. It'll be Callum Wilson,
Fraser?
Andy Carroll, or Longstaff. One of them.
Don't forget
One of the
Fraser as
Longstaff
well.
brothers.
You know that little guy can coming in, Speedy DB into the
Almiron.
defense.
Almiron.
I
No,
mean,
no.
you guys,
Almiron's gonna score. Maxim's gonna score. It's gonna be either Carroll, Richie, or the
Wilson.
Longstaff bros. One of them, bro. It's gonna be one of them. Trust.
No, I feel
Trust.
like look with the new signing, if they start Tellers and Cavani, but I'm pretty sure Cavani's not gonna
If
play.
Cavani is not playing right, he
Cavani
probably
is
has.
not eligible. Yeah.
He's not gonna be playing. Yeah.
But
If Tellers is in the line, I think you guys have a chance. But if it's not, then Salams, bro. Ole has to get sacked on that day. I thought.
I know, but I don't know what happened. It'll be 60 minutes of boring football. United not breaking Newcastle down, in 70th minute, it will be like a long range strike from like John Shelby, and then we're gonna start attacking, and then on the counter attack, it's gonna be like Cal Wilson finishing it 2-0. And then we score a late consolation goal with Rashford or something. That's gonna pan out. That's gonna pan out. That's
You guys
typically
love
United,
doing
bro.
last minute goals, bro. Even after the whistle's been blown as well.
Yeah.
You guys love to do that.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, actually, no. I make a mistake. Bruno will score a penalty and stat pad.
What a
He'll
step
score a penalty
pad
last
bro.
minute.
Oh my days.
I could definitely see it going that way. Anyway,
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a little Man United throwing in there because we had to for the
Yeah,
bets.
absolutely.
But thank you, Bilal, for joining us. And hopefully we'll come back with the review of what happened next week.
Yeah, if Everton win, you won't see me back here. I've got to caveat everything I've said with everything's possible in this strange season, and Everton beating Liverpool is a lot more likely than Aston Villa beating Liverpool, especially 7-1 or 7-2. Because Everton have been fantastic. I wouldn't write them off. I'm just saying if I had to pick a winner, I'd definitely say Liverpool would be my tip. So
hopefully,
just so I don't look like I have complete egg on my face. I'm not writing everything off. I'm just saying they're not
Can't
as
say
like,
anything.
they're not
You
as
can't
likely
these
to win.
days. These days you can't say anything to chest. If you do, you get rinsed. So you gotta.
you're gone.
Yeah, I'll be hearing about it on my timeline.
But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And subscribe, like, and comment on our video. Follow our ads down in the description. Yusuf, mine, and Bilal. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Okay.
Yes.
Skills, and I just showed the skills. Gave her D, and it just gave her chills. Say she bad, I was like, oh for real? Arch your back, baby girl, hold it still. Skills, and I just showed the skills.